And I feel like in all of us in our own spheres and capacities should try and like champion as many Lapata ladies as we can. Like I don't want to wake up and not look like me. And he said, oh, do you know Jitesh Pillai, the Filmfare editor, tweeted about you? No, but I had Madhuri Dixit as my partner, so why would I reply to other people? Not just women, mind you. I've been told I'm a gay icon. इसका मेरा बाप कौन है? तो I'm like, please बता दो बेचारे को, उसको नहीं पता अभी भी उसका बाप कौन है. Baba, you am the girl. You have to give me more attention than your own abs and your own hair. Rajinikanth, you can meet anyone in the world if you choose to, you know, and you choose to spend time with a person you knew 40 years back who's worked together when you both are bus conductors. We'll remove all this now.
I'm not removing anything. I'm telling you right now.
Nothing
Don't
is getting
call me.
removed.
Yeah.
बड़ी आई थी बातें करके गई. पिक्चर तो चल नहीं रही इसकी.
Hi, welcome to In the Ring with Filmfare. I'm in conversation with a wonderful actor who's known for her unconventional choices, be it the Gangs of Wasipur, her roles in Leela, her roles in Ek Thi Dayan, or even her fantastically spoken about role in De Dish Kya. Thank you, Uma, for being part of my conversation.
Thank you, Jitesh, for having me here.
So, I was just scrolling stuff about you, and because I have very strong views on this, I wanted to know, Cannes seems to be inundated with more influencers
Yes.
than real actors, and it's interesting that Payal Kapadia won for her film. It was, I mean, she's truly had a long journey
Yep.
from being rusticated at the FTII to actually being on the Cannes and winning the best film, and a lot that goes with it. So what is your take on something? I mean, you were at Cannes with your first
Yes.
film, Gangs of Wasipur,
Yeah.
and that was like a huge breakout moment.
100%.
So how do you look back? It's almost 12 years since that. How do you look at it?
Absolutely. I think the Cannes Film Festival is one of the few festivals in the world where you celebrate art for art's sake. Where you actually have some of the most niche filmmakers making just independent films which are celebrated and they're given a certain platform. Because I was so happy when, Payal won and Anasuya got Best Actress and, it's such a proud moment for all of us, especially I've had a journey into films, from independent cinema to commercial, where I still always say this, I have an independent artist soul who's done some commercial work. So I really feel like there's so many amazing filmmakers' voices out there that are not getting just resources to shoot a film. So when you see a colossal waste of money, and I would blame not just the media but also brands which are putting so much money to create a moment on the red carpet which nobody remembers, has no longevity, has no no relevance to what is going on, as opposed to maybe supporting an independent filmmaker to put a film out there.
I believe some of these influencers even paid money.
I believe so too. I mean, I don't know what the specifics of that is, but
Yeah.
I believe so. But I feel like, okay, theek hai. Matlab, there are also some great stories about like this girl, Nancy, which
She
I thought
was
was lovely. Which I thought was
fabulous.
lovely
Yes,
because I
yes,
really
yes.
want to see an indigenous story like that of a person
Correct.
who doesn't have anything but makes from whatever life throws at you and is a success story. So
Yeah.
that's wonderful, especially coming from a country like ours. But at the same time, and so I have nothing against anybody in specific, but I would urge, I think, brands almost to be like, hey, you know what, hum ye kar rahe hain, but let's also like maybe support a young filmmaker from, I don't know, Kerala or Bengal or whatever, just to make an interesting film which possibly commercial cinema would not be willing to support. Why not? Where is our best film? We are such a big industry, one of the biggest in the world. Where are our top laurels at all these top film festivals? And most of these filmmakers, including Payal, like they all benefit from foreign film funds. Why don't we have a system and a structure where we are supporting young filmmakers and their voices? Because, I mean, and a lot of people who actually end up going, and I'm even saying actors, they wouldn't, if a filmmaker like that offered that film, they wouldn't even do the film. But they're very happy wearing the gown and walking the red carpet. So I'm thinking there's a real, I don't know, there's a mismatch somewhere.
Disparity.
There's a disparity somewhere which we need to talk about, and in a way that we are trying to fix it, because ultimately it's about like films, right? All this happens because of the stories we are telling, and
Yeah.
we are at the cusp of such an interesting time in India where I feel like there's so much attention, where people are like, okay, where is our next Squid Game, or where is our next big film that is so local but yet has a global impact.
Which is why Lapata Ladies is so
Which is why
fantastic.
yeah, exactly.
Correct.
But I'm saying there's one Lapata lady, and it needs an Amir Khan to go out there and like, and I feel like in all of us in our own spheres and capacities should try and like champion as many Lapata ladies as we can, because there are so many stories out there which are literally right next door, but people are just like, nahi, nahi, ye chalega nahi, or whatever. And I feel that's a very short-sighted way of looking at it.
You know, coming back to your journey, because you spoke about Cannes and all that, I mean, it's been a super journey, I think.
Thank
you know,
you.
Gangs of Wasseypur, your turns in Maharani, whether Ek Thi Dayan, Dedishke, of course, and
He
even
loves
stuff.
Ek Thi Dayan, by the way.
You know, also if you, even if you look at your less recognized films, whether it was Tarla or you know, there is certainly thought and there is certainly layers and nuance. My question to you is, but is every film a struggle? Are you trying to prove? I mean, it's been what, 14 years since you and you
Moved to Bombay, yeah.
Moved to Bombay,
Yeah.
and do you feel every film is a struggle? To, you know, you feel like, okay, I have to go back to the drawing board. I'm just asking. I always wonder.
Every film, I have to go back to the drawing board. I feel like as an actor, as an artist, I am mortally uncomfortable trying to do the same thing again and again, and especially as a woman. And a rather decent looking woman, I must say this.
Lovely looking.
Thank you. I see, I almost put the word. Forced him to say it. No, but I feel like there's not much expected from actresses. You look great and you're part and an accessory to the hero's journey, and that's pretty much about it. 2 scenes and 3 songs, and you know, you're supposed to be happy. And you're supposed to do it till the next pretty hot young thing comes along. And I feel like, but no, what about I want to have a body of work, and I want to have my films, and I want to, and not necessarily they all have to be about me. But even in the films, at least I try and pick those parts. Even in a big ensemble film, and I've had my journey with the biggest ensemble film that ever got made, Gangs of Wasseypur, you know, with 200 new actors. You should have something to do. You know, and I feel like I try and pick roles that challenge me, where I'm not repeating myself, because just changing a hairstyle is not enough. I think I need more than that. So whether it's putting on an accent, or you know, for Tarla, whether it's like doing something sultry and sexy like a Monica, whether it's doing a Maharani where I go completely rustic, I constantly am looking for like the next challenge, because I think I'll only get bored if I have to just turn up and just do my lines, because मेरे को line तो 5 मिनट में याद हो जाती है. Then what do I do with my time? You know, how many games can you play on set really, and how much gossip can you really do? I think I'm in it for the work. So I'm just looking for the next challenging part and the next director I want to work with, or the next script that is really exciting. Because even if I want to do a rom-com, I want to do it my way. You know, so I'm just, that is the journey, the path that I'm on. And I am not thinking, oh, is this commercial? Is it not commercial? Is it whatever? Or is it OTT? Or is it a series? Or is it a regional film? I'm like, no, this is an exciting script. These are really cool people I want to work with. And working with them will nourish me and make me excited to go to work. And I think that's why I do it.
What I'm hearing is also you mentioned some sort of shelf life for actresses. Because obviously...
Which is, by the way, bullshit. Huh?
You
It's
know,
total bullshit. It's a
saying.
narrative.
You know, it's the 55-year-old heroes who are getting to work with 20-year-old actresses. And, you know, the actresses keep changing. Like
No, I mean, I'm 55, I'd love to work with a 22-year-old hero. I don't mind. Like, that's the career I want to build for myself.
But that's the point I'm trying to make. So, you have to validate yourself constantly, no? So that's.
But I'm saying जरूरत ही नहीं पड़नी चाहिए ना. हमको क्यों जरूरत है ये? मतलब, और ये बिल्कुल गलत है. I mean, you know so many you know, actresses who've been working or are working and they've not followed the conventional stereotype. But we don't like talk about them enough or reward them enough in our conversations. I feel like the focus is always
like, look at Tabu for us.
She's amazing. She is my like spirit animal. I love her. I think she's phenomenal. She's doing I think, without taking any names, I think when she started her career, there must have been many other, you know, actresses who were more celebrated. But I think all of them are not working as much as she's working right now, where she really is part of these 100 crore films and, you know, blockbuster films and international projects. And she really has played it by her own rules. And I totally love and respect that about her. And we need to like talk about that more. But I think she's so media shy that she doesn't want to give interviews only. So now that's a different struggle. But I think नहीं ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है, because the narrative is कि अच्छा, as if like you're a vegetable or a fruit, कि आप सड़ जाओगे and you need to sort of have a shelf life and
Yeah,
you know, and
yeah.
we need to stop talking about women in terms of like there's some amrud.
Yeah.
You know, we are people, and with wine, you get better with age. You don't like sado.
Also, there's so much emphasis.
This is all the girls nodding. Huh? I know, I got you.
She got your back.
And you got mine. Please watch my films. It all depends on you guys. No, really.
Yeah.
If they don't buy the damn ticket to
Of
buy
course.
watch our
Of
movies,
course, of course.
all this interview is just rubbish. बड़ी आई थी बातें करके गई. Picture तो चल नहीं रही इसकी.
You know, there's also so much emphasis on looks. Actresses are being encouraged to go through the knife, Botox, fillers, surgery.
So all 20-year-olds are like,
have you been pressured in that sense?
But I have not got anything done yet.
Correct.
I don't know. Age is a cruel thing, so I don't know when I'm like 45 or 50. How will I feel about how I look? Or
What do you
the
think about
pressures are.
ageism? Second part of the.
It exists for men also. I think men also go under the knife. We just don't talk about how much they do it. And we're like, अरे वाह आप तो अभी भी वैसे लगते हैं. नहीं, उनके बताओ ना सर्जरी के बारे में. वो तो इतना.
But you can
they're
make
not.
out. You can make out if a guy is.
You tell me, can you make out?
I can.
I can
For
also
sure.
make out.
For sure.
That's a later discussion off
Yeah.
camera. No, I think cameras are very cruel. Like when I walked in, I was wearing my glasses, and you asked me, "Are you going to wear them for the interview?" I was like, "Can I?" Because I feel I haven't slept properly, and my face
No,
is
you're
swollen.
fine. You're fine.
अब वो तो बाद में पता चलेगा जब देखेंगे. But I think no, I think camera just tends to make you a little bit more self-aware and self-conscious. And when you sort of grow up, like the last 10, 12 years, I have also grown up in that sense, in front of the camera, in front of people. You know, there is a different relationship that you have with audiences and people. And every wrinkle, every grey hair is talked about, discussed. Every pound you've lost or gained is completely like discussed threadbare. It puts a very different kind of pressure on you and puts you in a very different kind of, like imagine like in your most intimate moment also you feel like somebody's watching. You know, it's very like, you feel like that, like you could be, so I don't know, you know, ageism is very real for men and women. Women more so because like I said, we are supposed to be always
But
beautiful.
have you been advised to go through surgery? Or
Everybody has been advised.
like what do they say?
करा लो, everybody's getting it done. It's the industry. जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. You know, why would you not do it? So almost as if it's like if you don't do it, you're not part of some cool club. And I'm like, listen, right now I think I'm stunning, so I don't need to do anything. But maybe who knows? Like also like, never say never. But I don't feel the need to do it right now because I feel like. It's just unnecessary because I also see a lot of people and how botched up they look, and that's very scary. Like I don't want to wake up and not look like me. You know, that for me actually is far scary. Like I want to still feel like me because I feel like you're aging, and then your face is growing in different directions or your body is going in different. That's even worse. So it's like a vicious cycle. But yeah,
I think
people who do it to
Instagram
each.
has a lot to do with it. You know, this curated pictures and this entire curated life. It
The
has.
Kardashians are to be blamed. मतलब literally, I was just in Dubai, and I'm like, अच्छा ये वो वाली बहन है, ये वो वाली बहन है, सब same ही लगते हैं. मतलब सब same लगते हैं, and I'm just like, कैसे होगा ये? मतलब फिर क्या? मतलब you know what I'm saying? Like you're just so replaceable with one and the other. Like why would I want to pay money to look like somebody? You know, like I'm paying money, my hard-earned money, or in some cases people pay their father's hard-earned money to look like a person in a magazine. That's just ridiculous.
It's interesting you talked about this. Another point which has always worried me is body shaming. And a lot of actors and actresses have told me strange stories about what the casting director or what the director has said, and you know, stuff like very, very mean things. As a girl, you must be feeling vulnerable when you started off, and you know you are of a certain body shape. How did you deal with all of that? I mean, what's the kind of stuff that you've heard?
I think, you know, when I came to Bombay from Delhi, I was very confident. I think maybe coming from like a very like nurturing family, and then I went to an all-girls college, I was a bit of a gundi. So I used to think like I can walk into a room and I can charm anyone and I can.
All you Delhi girls are
Hey,
gundis.
यार कुछ तो खून में है, नसों में है हमारे.
Radhika is that, Sanya is that. All
How
of them
else you
have that-
survive Delhi?
Achha.
That's how you survive Delhi. But no, I was a bit of a gundi. So I really believe that I can walk into a room and I can
Own
talk
it.
to people and own it. And that just, I think it just comes from upbringing or the love that you get. I think it's that. It's a lovable gundi. It's not that you're trying to like trouble anyone or
Correct.
harass anyone. You feel like you can, thoda sa, like a little girl, throw your weight around and you'll get what you want. So I think I came to Mumbai with that enthusiasm, and which is my first round of meetings. Or I'd go for an audition. I was very carefree. मुझे कौन जानता है, मतलब खराब हो जाएगा तो कोई बात नहीं. They anyway don't know me. अच्छा किया तो याद रखेंगे कि कोई लड़की आई थी दिल्ली से. So and I think I got my initial burst of success very easily, which was great because I actually didn't struggle that much. Like people ask me, अपना struggling story बताओ आप platform पे कब सो मैं कहा नहीं है कोई struggle story, sorry. I wish I also want to have a cool story like that, but I don't. And I do come from a certain family, and I am like, my father is.
So you have your privileges.
I have my privileges in the culinary world, in the restaurant world. Like I'm a bit of kebab royalty, as they say, in Delhi. बिरयानी खाओ हमारे घर की कभी, तो वो थोड़ा एक है. But उसके बाद ना, after Gangs came out and another film of mine came out, then suddenly ना, and ये है, but and you've seen it, I'm sure enough. Like first they really like, oh what a lovely girl, and da. I remember you had actually, and I didn't even know you. I had done that ad with Anurag Kashyap, in which I was playing Mr. Amir Khan's girlfriend, and I was not even on Twitter. It's a very interesting story. I don't know if I've ever told this to you.
No, you
And Atul, who used to run this agency called Bling, had called me for the meeting, and I didn't have any representation or whatever. I'm sitting in that meeting like a complete gazelle lost in the world. And he said, oh, do you know Jitesh Pillai, the Filmfare editor, tweeted about you? So I said, about me? I'm not even on Twitter.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, and he said, who is this Patakhi? I still remember who's in that ad. And I cannot tell you how much that validation meant to me, because I was just a kid who would take her bag and go to Aram Nagar in different studios for auditions. One white shirt, one Indian outfit, one Western outfit, one black. I had a standard 3
And
outfit.
you do your own hair and makeup and all.
Where's the money to get fancy this thing? One neighboring blow dry and one little liner. That's okay, I'm stunning. Even then I got it. But
Considering the cast and crew of Gangs of Wasipur, you must have definitely stood up.
Matlab real. What do you mean?
Oh, all of you are so good actors.
Nawaz is very handsome. So yeah. But so I think after that first initial bit of success, then they just build you up a little bit and they make you feel great, and then they just want to find things to अच्छा ये तो अच्छा सब हो गया, अभी बहुत बोर हो गए, कुछ निकालते हैं, कुछ नुक्स निकालते हैं. So when that started happening, and the easiest thing to go, I think because they couldn't find flaw with my acting, was that I'm a bigger girl than usually what one would see. And I never thought that was a problem. Casting never thought that was a problem. But some of the media bits were a bit not kind, not nice, a critic, judgmental. Like for example, I did a film, and one of the reviewers said in a review that Huma Qureshi is a lovely actress, but perhaps she's 5 kgs too heavy to be a mainstream heroine. And I'm like, but how is that a review? That's a personal attack. And I still see that. One would think that post-COVID and the whole drama that the film industry went through, in the news cycles, a lot of people have learned their lesson, and we would learn, basic ethics of how to talk about not just women, people in general, but that really hasn't happened. People just think that because they have the power of social media today, or they can say anything and do anything, and that's not cool, because it really affects you, mentally. And I did go through this whole thing and which is why I also feel like a few mistakes I may have made in terms of not doing the right film, or chasing the wrong projects, which I didn't even want to do, but I felt I had to do them because that would mean that I'm a star or I'm successful. So, and there was no one really to guide you. My parents, my father runs a restaurant business, my mother's a housewife. So me and my brother are two
Don't say restaurant business like it's some roadside cafe. You all have 10 restaurants.
6.
So, okay, 6 restaurants.
Just 6 guys.
Lots of money.
It's not
guys.
even double
You know,
digit.
she's just making
Can
it
I
out to be
one second?
modest हूँ.
जितना पैसा मैंने देखा है शहर में मेरे बाप के पास उतना पैसा तो बिल्कुल नहीं है.
That's relative.
I was born in a 1-bedroom house. By the time I think I was in the 8th standard, we have moved to a 3 BHK.
Please don't listen to all this rubbish.
It's true.
She has a lot
Please
of
come
money.
over for food. You meet my parents and you'll understand. They are still very middle class.
Which is a good thing.
Which is a great thing.
Haan,
Which is a
of
great
course.
thing. But no, I think as a family, we've seen all stages. From 1-bedroom house to a fancy house. And then you can do anything.
Well,
and
you live in a pretty fancy house.
I live,
yourself.
but that's my own money. And not my dad's money. I think
that's
I have not taken
more power
money.
to you.
Thank you. No, it really means a lot to me because I think once I stopped taking that 30,000 rupees, 45,000 rupees, whatever, for my daily, monthly thing from my father, so to buy your own house or to buy your own car, that's a really good feeling. You feel like, oh, I'm a grown up now. Like I've really arrived.
Yeah.
I think that for me was a big thing. Where were we? We've really digressed
We
now.
were talking about body shaming.
Body
and-
shame.
Yeah.
From that, I've come to like how I feel so good about myself buying my house.
It's good.
Yeah.
You should feel good about yourself.
Yeah, that's what I tell myself. So when you should feel good about yourself, when people write rubbish or say rubbish or whatever, just feel good about yourself. But it took me a while, I think, to sort of overcome that in my own head and not let it bother you. Because honestly speaking, when I look back now, I've been working for 12 years now. I have worked in every industry. You know, I've got success in my own. I made my mistakes also, but I've got success relatively speaking from a girl who came from nowhere in terms of from Mumbai. Whether it's been films or OTT or regional films or international films I've done. So I must be doing something right. And clearly audiences don't care. You know, like if my bum is a little curvier than other women because maybe they like it. You know, so
We love it.
Thanks. Thanks. So I think that's what it is. And I just have stopped letting it get to me. And now that I've gone the other extreme, I'm like, I'm going to tell other girls also, listen, it's a scam. It doesn't really matter. You got to just work on your talent and build yourself from the inside and your personality because that's what people really want to see. Like when I did Monica, everyone said, "Tum to itna acha dance karti ho. Why aren't you dancing more?" Monica, because people don't offer me dancing parts. Because they just, I don't know for what the reason is. Or whether the song I did in Gangubai. Everyone's like, but you're such a good Monica, but it has to come to me. Na? I can't create opportunities for myself. But I think...
There is a sensual quality in you which I think the directors tap in. Like
What do you
if
mean?
you see even De Ishqiya or if you see Monica or there is a certain come hither
I'm
quality.
a badbash, basically. Or
Yeah.
kuch nahi hai. That's what you want to say, na?
No, and I think the directors tap that.
Yeah.
You know, even if you
Yeah.
see that little slightly saucy side to you, and does that come naturally, or do you have to work on it?
I think it's an aspect of my personality. I think I'm definitely like I can be a tease. I can be a pataka. I can also be a kaddu. I can also be like, a clumsy person. I think these all are facets to my personality. And I try very hard not to be boxed by it. Like after Monica, I did get offered a couple of very similar parts, like, slightly more oomphy and, whatever. But I'm like, but to kar liya na. Unless there's something very new within that oomphy world, where I have to like really like, bring some other aspect of my personality to fore or maybe learn some new skill. I don't want to do the same thing. Then like, अरे हुमा तो वही करती है हर picture में. It's just that. But हर picture बनाने में मतलब time जाता है. So I feel like I'm trying to be very like conscientious with my time.
Like
and
even the
myself.
lesbian angle is
That was
Ishqiya.
lovely.
So did women sort of slide into your DMs saying, "Hey"?
No, but I had Madhuri Dixit as my partner, so why would I
No,
try
but
to other people?
off camera, did sort of women hit on you? And there was a lovely
I love it
play.
when I have to admit on camera. I love it when women hit on me. Because I feel like men hitting on you is so normal. But when a woman either gives you a compliment, hits on you, I'm like, I must be really looking good today. So it's great self-validation.
So women hit on you a lot before the film or after the film?
Not just women, mind you. I've been told I'm a gay icon, by the way.
Oh, nice.
I have been told by my very dear friends. They have these Shikayat nights where they try and do this whole thing on Monica nights, which I quite enjoy. I think it's the ultimate compliment for an actress. Yeah.
I love it. Just digressing a bit, you spoke about mental health, and so did you sort of ever go through therapy, especially
Mm.
post-COVID.
Yes.
Like I said, actors are constantly in a vulnerable state. There's constant insecurity,
Mm.
and we need to normalize these conversations more
Yes.
and more. So how did you ever
I do
see?
therapy. I actually started my mental health journey very strongly during and bit earlier before COVID, and um, I cannot emphasize strongly enough how important it is. I tell everyone must do therapy, and for no other reason. I know in India still we have this whole thing कि कुछ problem है इसलिए therapy करानी नहीं. I think sometimes it's just a great way to do a mental dump and be like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. And with me especially, I feel sometimes so many things are happening in my life. Like I'll come here, I'll meet some people, there's energy exchange, and I'll go for another film meeting, or I'll go work out, I end up meeting a lot of people in a day, and sometimes I don't have enough time to process my own feelings about it. Like I'll go from here and maybe get onto a Zoom call, or like maybe get into a phone conversation, another interview. So I wouldn't know how did I feel about this. Did I feel good? Did I feel bad? Like, so sometimes I need to process my own feelings. And I think since I feel also it helps you understand your triggers, what makes you angry, why you snap a certain way at your partner, or why you respond certain way when mother says something. These are just things sometimes we keep, sometimes people live their entire lives without really like inward thinking, ki, okay, if somebody, for example, said something to me, why do I react a particular way? It just helps you like uh, just decode that. And I'm telling you, the moment when you do that and you start looking at yourself from a bird's eye view, it's just so refreshing. It's like a big weight has been like lifted off your shoulders. Like for me, therapy is that. I do a lot of journaling, which I tell everyone because it helps me like plan my life, plan my day, my 5 year plans, or whatever I want to achieve. Because I feel like otherwise in your रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी ना आप बस वही करते रहते हो, आज ये करना है, आज इससे मिलना है, but like what do I want to do? Like who am I? What is my vision for myself? And I was just talking in the car to Dhruv, my stylist, Piche, about it in the car also. Like I feel like it's so important because otherwise you just one day you wake up and you're like, oh, 4 years have passed and I've just been busy being busy, and I haven't really done anything for myself. Like I had that wake up call just before Maharani, and we were in COVID. Because there was so much like talks of death and people and all of those visuals all the time that you're watching, so it makes you think about death in a very real way. And I've thought for the first time, if I were to die tomorrow, like what am I leaving out? And I realized maybe just Gangs of Wasseypur. And I was like, I don't want to be known as that one film wonder who never did anything after that. Like I want to at least have a body of work, or at least attempt to have a body of work that people say, "Acha, Uma ne kuch to try kiya," or at least I should have that satisfaction for myself, whether people notice it or not. And I think that was like a big um, shift in my head that I needed. Actually, I needed that wake up call.
Like, what are the unkind things you've heard, and how do you sort of become more resilient after hearing stuff?
I think unkindly, but I feel like
thoughtless.
In my early days, I feel a lot of like I would say women trying to compete with each other constantly. And now when I look back at it, I think it's because we were all made to feel कि उतने ही roles हैं और हम सबको एक दूसरे से compete करना है उसके लिए. And I think the older I've become, I've just been like, no, I'm not going to compete with another girl. I'm not going to do that because I feel like, which is why I'm able to have a lot of very strong female friendships even within the industry, because I feel like हम सब अपना काम कर रहे हैं. What is meant for me will come to me. I'm going to do my best, and I'm not going to let anyone dictate as if we are in competition constantly with each other, whether in terms of looks or roles or whatever. And I feel that was a very unhealthy way, which I saw a lot of people also do that, but we all were victims of that entire stereotype. And I was like, no, we have to rise above it. Like today, for example, I know as actresses, sometimes you get offered the same part. I'll call my friends and say, hey, tu kyun kar rahi? Tu kar rahi hai kya? Acha, main kar rahi hu, okay, bye. Like, you have that ease and comfort, which I feel is possible because I live that life. And I don't think it's not possible. But
who are your close actors? I know Sonakshi.
Sona is a friend, Radhika is a friend, Aditi is a friend, Patralekha is a very dear friend. And these are my girls, yeah. Like, I mean, I have a lot of also friends outside the business, which are, maybe not actresses, but they're really my pillars in that sense. And I feel like female friendship has been really amazing for me. Like, I feel the way they build you up and the way they really help you fly. It's very special. It's very special.
I've been speaking to a lot of people, girls from Delhi and all of that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but does it have a predatory vibe? You're always defending yourself, you're protecting yourself from a certain invasion, male invasion. It could be, after 7 o'clock, it's unsafe to go. So has that sort of, like you said, you were this
मेरा तो
gundi.
उल्टा है. I
Yeah?
तो feel like more than that, I always had the male protectors.
Yeah.
So in Delhi ये होता है कि आपको जब कहीं बाहर जाना होता है तो पहले तो परमिशन बहुत टाइम लगता है विद पेरेंट्स. फिर अगर आप जीके में हो और आपको नोएडा पार्टी करने जा रही हो और लड़का जो है वो गुड़गांव रहता है तो पहले बेचारा आपको घर छोड़ेगा फिर अपने घर जाएगा. So I feel like at least I have had some amazing like guy friends who always do that. But हाँ दिल्ली में ये होता है आप जब भी बाहर जाओ दो लोग झगड़ा जरूर करते हैं. So it's never happened that you've not gone out and you've not seen two people fighting or someone asks another one तुझे पता मेरा बाप कौन है? तो I'm like please बता दो बेचारे को उसको नहीं पता अभी भी उसका बाप कौन है. This always happens. But I genuinely have some amazing guy friends who are like जिनका हम बहुत गंदा इस्तेमाल करते हैं. एक मेरा बहुत प्यारा दोस्त है बॉम्बे में है वो दिल्ली का है बंगाली है. तो मैं उसको बोलती हूँ कि मैं तेरा इतना इस्तेमाल किया तुझे पता ही नहीं चला. मैं जब बॉम्बे आई थी I didn't have a car, I didn't have whatever. Within 2 months we became very close friends. I always had a car and driver. Sorry, Shantu.
Tell me about relationships. Are you currently single? Are you seeing? I know.
You know I'm not going to answer that question.
No, I know the answer to this question also. Because I have information.
Oh, we'll talk later. Off camera.
Yeah. Let me put it this way. What is the relationship advice you give to yourself? You've been in a couple
Keep
of
it private.
Keep it private. Besides that, what is it that you see a red flag in a man? What is it that you? So I mean.
I can write a book on red flags.
So tell me, like, what would be the sort of relationship tips, advice?
No, but on a serious note, not because I'm an actor and like all of that. No, I just think everybody should keep it private because most people spoil good things. And I feel if something is really nice for you, you'll know. You'll know it in your body, you'll know it in, not to say don't include your friends and family. Of course, people who are closest to you should know what's going on in your life because, you'll spend time, you'll go, whatever. But keep it private. Red flags, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure I'm also a big red flag to somebody, with all my amazingness. But I think most basics, respect for the person you are and for what you want to do, and to just have somebody who will just help you fly and not like
what are the no-nos in a relationship, which is what makes you move on to the next person?
Bad breath.
Yeah.
Body odor. I think disrespect. I don't like men who are disrespectful if you're at a restaurant or to like staff or in general. Like somebody who's just will just fly off, with some will fly off the handle if somebody's not placed the order correctly or whatever. Those things are not.
Those are the
fun.
Superficial stuff, no?
No, that's and also like I feel like I can't deal with men who are misogynist. I just can't. Like I'm just like if that is just bare minimum. Like if you think that you and I are not the same because our anatomy is different, then we cannot have a conversation. Then the relation is about dur ki baat hai. So I feel that's basic. And I think for me, what's really important is that we can laugh together and we can get bored together. Where I just want to be with a person who takes pride in my achievements and who is there when I need him the most in terms of emotional support, respects my family, and also understands that for me right now at this stage in my life, my career is very important. So I'm going to be busy and I'm going to be flying around the world. I'm going to be doing 20,000 things and, and to respect that and still find within that moments of like companionship and romance and all of that.
But is it toxic to date an actor?
Can be.
Yeah.
Can be.
Why?
Can be. So it's not a
Have
norm.
you dated an actor ever?
I'm not going to answer that.
Yes or no?
Then it's just then kal article aayega so let's see all the actors she's been linked to. तो ये वाला भी हो सकता है.
Because you said it's toxic, no?
It can be toxic because I mean two actors together matlab is a lot, no? Matlab, and for me actually if he's more interested now his hair is looking at me, then I have a problem. Baba, I'm the girl, you have to give me more attention than your own abs and your own hair. So I think that's a red flag.
You know, your brother's also in the profession,
Yes.
and how do I mean? I'm sure you both share your vulnerabilities because
Yes.
both of you struggled at the around the same time. You worked in films together. Some worked, some didn't
Yeah.
work. So, what is the kind of conversations you guys? I mean, are you the protector? Are you the older sister
I have
slash
been very recently told that I need to not do that.
by him?
We actually had a very lovely conversation. So Saqib and I have had a very strong friendship. And what I really appreciate about him, and I think in a lot of ways he's like my soulmate. People say like soulmates have to be romantically involved or whatever, but I think siblings can also be soulmates when they get you. When you are in a room and that person knows what you're thinking or just finishing a sentence, or or if I know he's not going to do this or what he's going to do, and you just like somehow we just take on those roles and responsibilities, and it's a very like sometimes almost non-spoken way in which we work. Of course, when we're in a room and you see us together, he's only pulling my leg. I think he's the only person who can shut me up because I feel he's so ghatiya that he can go to any extent to shut me up. Like he will pull out any story from the past to humiliate me in a room full of strangers. So I just keep quieting. I'm not gonna like indulge this. But in a lot of ways, he just gets it. Like he gets it what he needs to do and how he needs to step up and be my brother, or when I need protection or when I'm not thinking right, and I don't have to tell him I'm feeling a certain way. What I did tend to do, I think, a few years back, I was just always trying to be like, "Arey, mera chota bhai hai, so I need to protect him." And now we've also started producing together.
Yeah.
And he's now my producer, also my boss in that sense when I'm acting in a film. And I think somewhere I understood that nahi, mera bhai bada ho gaya hai. And I don't need to play that role anymore. And I had to understand that, and that was very beautiful actually.
What has been your relationship with your parents? Has it evolved in the sense, sometimes our parents are not aware that they are themselves victims of, say, some toxic patriarchy, and
Yeah.
they want to imbibe the same rules,
Yeah.
and sometimes we have to become their parents as they grow older. Have you ever felt that?
I think my dad is super cool. Genuinely, my dad is very cool for somebody who did not have the privilege of getting a very strong education, and he started working from a very young age to support his family when he started his business. But he's literally set up Salim's our restaurant business completely on his own, and he's just been a guy who's just been so hardworking. Like he didn't have education, a lot of money when he started out, but I think he just outworked everyone around him. My mother I have a more trickier relationship with because I think she wanted me to be a doctor because she could not be one. So she was trying to live her dreams through me. So that relationship, I had to be like, Mama, I need to do this because this is what I want to do. But I think today we all have really become friends. In a way, with my dad, though, I think I pull his leg all the time. We have a very like close bond, and we gang up on mom. And because mom is from Kashmir, we're like, "Arey, inko kuch nahi pata hai, send her to the mountains or something." We say all this rubbish just to trouble her, and she gets really irked. But I think I think with my parents, it was that journey of being like, how will she do it? How will she go to Bombay? We don't know anybody. This is this big bad world of Bollywood, and they are like normal middle class people who are watching news or whatever, like everyone else, and thinking कि अच्छा शायद ऐसे ही होता होगा, हमें क्या पता? Till us coming over here, and now of course we are in the industry, been working here, we have a set of friends and a whole relationship. So when they come, they're also part of our world. So they really feel very proud that we've, without any help or whatever, we've managed to create our own dunya, and they are also part of it. So it's quite nice.
Did you have to prepare them before you do some kissing scenes and you watch in the
Please
movies?
don't. Traumatizing it is. Really traumatizing.
Like did you prepare them before what they're getting into Gangs of Wasseypur?
But there was no kissing in-
There's so much abuse. Your dad must have been scandalized.
He
No?
तो said, बेटा बहुत गाली गुफ्तार है इस पिक्चर में. आपने भी कितनी गालियां बकी हैं? मैं कहा नहीं डैडी, मैंने कोई गाली नहीं दी है इस पिक्चर में. वो अगली पिक्चर में है. इसमें नहीं है. No, just kidding. No, but I mean, I think the fact that I just wanted to be an actor was itself quite scandalous for them because they were like, ये कैसे? क्योंकि मेरे बचपन से कोई ऐसे लक्षण भी नहीं थे कि मैं एक्ट्रेस बनूंगी. I was बुकोम, घर पे रहती थी, ऐसे wear oversized shirts. I was not like into like fashion or going out or like boy crazy. I was not. I was very like in my own dunya. So when suddenly I started doing theatre, and then also, and for me also, I was also not admitting it to myself I wanted to be an actor. I was like, maybe I'll write, maybe I'll direct, I want to produce theatre, you know, like that whole Delhi theatre circle. So I was trying to, I think, lie to them, but most importantly, lie to myself. So when I realized while work in Gargi doing theatre or with Amir Raza Hussain or with N.K. Sharma Act 1, कि नहीं यार मुझे तो बहुत मजा आता है करने में, you know, this is what I want to do. So when I announced to them, they were very like, huh, you, when did this happen? So that took a bit of a...
So you were not plotting since the age of 5 to be an actor?
No, I was rehearsing for it, but I was not plotting. Difference. I was not like, एक दिन मैं घर से भाग के heroine बन जाऊंगी. नहीं, वो नहीं था. But I'm telling you, know, like I knew what I enjoyed doing, but sometimes what you enjoy doing, you don't even have the courage to tell yourself कि अच्छा, this is what I want to do. So you're hiding behind like, nahi, I want to direct, I'll write, theatre is so lovely. But I was like, no, but I really want to do that. And you know, I was very blessed because while I was doing theatre in Delhi, I started getting calls for auditions. Like they called me for an audition for Chak De. And I remember meeting the casting director, then Abhimanyu Ray, in GK2 and doing an audition, and you know him being very nice and very sweet and saying, you know, if you ever come to Bombay, you should come and meet me. I was like, I'm not coming to Bombay. I have a life here. I go to college. You know, you're in that zone. Or meeting Mukesh Chabra outside a chai tapri at NSD because I used to go for my play rehearsals over there. So these are all people I've known from them. So yeah, and then I was doing a play when people used to call me for an audition and saying, would you like to audition? So I'm like, but I'm just the kid who goes to college and does some plays in Delhi. I'm getting calls from Bombay, from all these like production houses. So maybe I have a chance at it. And that's how I tried to convince my parents, and they thought this is the worst idea. जैसे ये सब तुमको झूठ बोल रहे हैं, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है कि कोई तुमको फोन करके कोई ऐसे कोई बड़ी फिल्म मिल जाएगी. This is all a con job. This is some trafficking racket or something that they're trying to lure you in. But I think once they started coming in, started meeting people, and that's when they were like, no, it's normal. And you know, today I feel like, which is why today when I see all these reports about the industry being such a big bad place, I feel like how it must be affecting so many people.
Yeah.
Thinking कि गंदी जगह है, सब गंदे लोग हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. मतलब it's like India ना, अच्छे लोग भी हैं, गंदे लोग भी हैं, हर तरह के लोग हैं. अब खाली एक एस्पेक्ट को आप ऐसे निकाल के you'll make it bigger than it is not right.
How do you stay detached from, you know, things like being thrown out of a film or being body shamed or being, you know, a relationship gone wrong? How do you stay detached and sort of how do you maintain your sanity?
My sassy sense of humor. It's the best. You can't take yourself seriously. You gotta have like a sense of humor about these things and be like, I'm too cool. They just don't see it yet. You know, that's pretty much about it. अब मैं क्या करूँ, सामने वाला अंधा है तो मेरी क्या गलती है इसमें? अब you can't ना, can only do so much, but I continue to be amazing and brilliant. And little delusional and slightly delusional. Being slightly delulu really helps.
Yeah.
It really helps.
You've also done these massive films, you know, whether it's Wali Mai, whether it is Kala, you know, with massive stars like you did White with Mammootty. You know, massive. Did that sort of change your mindset? You know, when you work with a Rajnikant, then you work with a Mammootty, and you work with a, you know, whoever. Does it sort of, is it very different from the work ethic in Bollywood? What is different?
I think South is very different. I think technically they're very, very fine. I really enjoy working on all these films, and also all of them are like living legends, you know.
Yeah,
so and also because perhaps I went from here to work over there. I mean, I knew they're very big stars, but when you would go out to Chennai,
do the Bollywood, did you behave badly?
Not at all. I'm a very well behaved girl. You know that. Better than most.
Yeah, that also.
And I'm better than most.
That I'll
So, no, I think I was aware that they're very big stars, but when you go out in Chennai and then how people would respond to you, oh, you're doing a film with so-and-so, and like, you know, there'd be so much excitement, and then you really understand that the fans over there have a different level of love for their actors.
But aren't you amazed with this unassuming self? You have one film old people who have entourages of 12.
100%. 100%. And I think that teaches you like what really is important. In fact, I've seen, maybe that's a good way to put it. I think post the 20-year mark, na, everybody I just understands it's a faltugiri hai. I think till that time, or maybe it's a certain level of success, people are still trying to act like a star because you feel like I need to do so and so thing so people will take me seriously. But after 15, 20 years, when you've done it and you're still in it, you're like, "Arey, ये सब फालतू चीजें हैं. इससे कुछ नहीं होता." It's about the film, it's about the roles, it's about the work, it's about that. All this is just rubbish. And I see
Like
that.
I remember one interestingly, I remember Jackie Shroff once walking into, and he was like firing his manager. Said, "Don't get this entourage. Don't get this extra. Why is this person required? Why is this?" Which was very maybe it's also a different culture, different work
Sure.
ethic.
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure when you work with a Mammootty and Rajnikant, you don't see them
Not
having
at all.
4 vanity vans.
Not
and
at all.
entourage
Not
and-
at all. And they just no makeup and in a very like regular car, like and I think they, especially Rajni sir, like he introduced me to some of his friends who he was like they've been my friends for the past 40 years, and I was like that's insane. And one of his friends who was also part of Kala, he's like. We used to work together when we both were bus conductors.
Yeah, I've heard that story.
And I met that gentleman. He was playing one of his friends in Kala, and I was just amazed. And he's like, we meet every day. And in my head, I'm thinking, but you're Rajnikant. You can meet anyone in the world if you choose to, and you choose to spend time with a person you knew 40 years back who's just your friend, and you value that relationship and what that means to you and the comfort you share. And then he also said that sometimes, all of us would go and I'd book a room for all our friends to hang out and all that. And once they found out how much the room cost was, so they all fired me saying, how can you spend so much money on this room?
Yeah.
But then he said, in my head, I'm thinking, they all think it's a monthly cost. It's actually for one day. He's like,
Sweet.
I thought that was such an adorable story. It was
Yeah.
such an adorable story. And I don't know if he's ever spoken about an interview, but I hope he's okay with me sharing it. But I just thought that was
So lovely.
very adorable. Yeah.
So when you do a Viceroy's house and you do a series like Leela, is there any sort of cultural mind shift change, anything?
Oh, working with Deepa Mehta on Leela was a big game changer for me. I think she really understands performance the way nobody else does, and she has a way of communicating with actors which is very instinctive. And I think working with her really empowered me in a sense that I just got over my sense of fear of camera. Like literally, Johan, who shot that series, he literally had a 25 lens which was like here in my face all the time because he's like, I just want to see your eyes and I don't want there to be anything, no makeup, nothing between you and the audience. And we shot in some of the most disgusting locations ever, like literal actual mountains of garbage outside Delhi, GT Karnal Road. Like I would joke with them saying, every day you do something new to humiliate me. Today I'm rolling over, half-eaten food. The next day I'm dunking myself in like dirty water that 20 women have bathed with because that's the long shot you've designed. Or one day I'm walking on an actual mountain of garbage. I lost both my toenails because of that. So, but that experience really, and we're still friends. And she was in fact here for her documentary screening, and we had coffee together. I would love to work with her again because just the way that process of working with her, it really like taps into some other part of you as an actor, which is beyond vanity, which is really about, and she says something which is so beautiful, which I apply whenever I'm confused about a scene. She's like, Huma, forget all this. What is the heart of the scene? And I'm like, sometimes, because when writers or directors describe a scene to you, there's many things that are going on, but it's always about what is the heart of the scene, what is really important over here. You should just remember that. And that has been such a beautiful thing that I've taken away from her. But yeah, Deepa's very instinctive as a director. So all the ADs are like, she's changed everything last minute and now we want to shoot it. No, this is not working. This is rubbish. But I think I have a relationship with her where she's like, Huma, this is rubbish. And I'll say, yeah, Deepa, this is also rubbish. And we both will laugh about it. And it's nice to have that comfort. Perhaps maybe she's a female director. I don't know. But I really enjoy working with her.
There's the feminine gaze different from the male gaze.
100%. 100%. Gurinder was also lovely to work with.
Yeah.
That was the first time I worked on an international project with Hugh Bonneville.
We all grew up on Bend It Like
I
Beckham,
know, right? And she's, of course, legend in that sense, but very tough director to work with. And also very fun also. Like she always wants to know what's happening in Bollywood. She always wants to, one chatpata she wants to know always.
Is there a stark difference between the feminine gaze and the male gaze? Like you do a Maharani with a very alpha male director, or you do a Vishal Bhardwaj film, which is also exploring the female psyche.
Right.
And then you do films with, women who, not to say that male director, female, but the feminine gaze is
I think gaze is also like, I mean, sure, of course, having more women working on the creative side helps. But like you said about Maharani, I mean, we have Mr. Subhash Kapoor who's directing it. We have two writers, Nandan and Uma, both male. And mostly the writing department or the direction has always been male heavy. But I'll tell you the difference. The difference is that they never wrote or directed it from a perspective of a man. Or they never gave my character, they didn't take the easy way out. She'll do this because she's a woman. It often happens in narrations or when you read a script saying, हाँ वो डर गई होगी ना क्योंकि लड़की है, लड़की थोड़ी करेगी वो एक, and it's a very, for some people they don't realize and they say it, you just like, but anybody would get scared. Like, if you're, for example, if your husband's dying or if your partner's dying, you will get scared, you will get cry, but it's the way you choose to sort of tell that. And I'm interested in expressing my expression. Like, I'm interested in playing the 100% female authentic experience. The good, the bad, the ugly, the saucy, the savage, the easy, the peasy, the whatever it is, like it doesn't have to be like powdered and always prim. It can be. It doesn't have to be. But it's the, like, we all have good days and bad days and great days. We are not a fixed object. It's an evolving piece. And I'm interested in working with directors, male or female from their gender, who are interested in exposing that side of me. Okay, here's a saucy seductress. Here is a woman from the heartland who will kill for her family. Here's this woman who will avenge her husband. Or here's somebody who loves another woman and is sort of bogged down by society. Like, those are characters I'm excited to play because those are people I see around me. And I feel they are not being represented because otherwise, Sundar देखो, hero जाके दुनिया बचाएगा और तुम उसका घर पे खाना बना के wait करना. And then maybe if he finds the time of the day, he'll sing a lovely song with you.
But that's not the kind of roles
I'm
that
going to
you
get
do.
into so much trouble for saying all this, Ibu. We'll remove all this now.
I'm not removing anything. I'm telling you right now.
Nothing
Don't
is getting
call me.
removed.
Yeah.
Nothing is getting removed. I'm just joking.
What's the weirdest film offer that you've received?
Oh,
And
weirdest.
then you saw it made and you said, oh shit.
नहीं, ऐसे हुआ है कि मैंने कोई बहुत फिल्में ऑफर हुई and then I got scared or I didn't want to do it, I didn't understand. That has happened.
Scared about what? The repercussion?
No, but it could be anything. Like, maybe I was not ready for it. It could be that, or if I didn't understand it, or it's happened with me that, they narrated something to me and I told them some changes, but when I saw it, all the changes were there, but I was not in it. I'm like, but जब मैं बोल रही थी तो मैं कर लेती ना, problem क्या थी? So ये भी होता है, but ठीक है, अभी it is what it is. But no regrets. I'm very happy actually. In fact, I think for the first time in my life, Ritesh, I had seen this, that I feel all three aspects of my life are completely in alignment. Normally क्या होता है, career is going well, but not happy about your personal life, or personal life is going well, but with parents or family is something, you're not in alignment or not seeing eye to eye. I really feel like all three aspects of my life are completely like in sync currently.
Wow.
Huh.
Now here my audience which is ready
Love it.
to fire away. So
अच्छे सवाल पूछना, please. I'll give great answers.
Have you ever deleted any creepy comment and what did it say?
So normally I try and avoid reading comments from people. I read comments from all my friends and people I follow, but I avoid, क्योंकि अच्छी बात होगी तो कभी-कभी लोग ज़्यादा ही अच्छा लिख देते हैं जो इतना आप डिजर्व नहीं करते हो, और कभी-कभी हाँ, मतलब ये भी होता है ना, इतना तो कुछ नहीं किया मैंने कि इतनी तारीफ कर रहे हो, या कभी-कभी कुछ ज़्यादा ही नेगेटिव होता है because maybe they are happy with their own life and they're trying to like project onto you. So I try and avoid reading comments from people I don't follow. But कभी नज़र चली गई और कुछ बुरा लगा, मैं कहा ये मुझे नहीं चाहिए अपनी लाइन पे, तो I just remove it. I do that. I also report accounts. मतलब people, you'll be shocked. People on Instagram or other social media platforms are just obsessed about like from your feet. Please, Goddess, send me a picture of your feet. I want to worship it. Yeah, there is an account dedicated to Dear Goddess, I want to worship your feet. And I'm just like, तो कितना मिल रहा है भाई? मतलब really feet? मतलब it's quite bizarre. or just people like sometimes they take a picture of you and then they AI the hell out of it, and then suddenly your certain body parts are not looking like how they're supposed to look, and they just post them. So all that happens, which I feel is not done. So I also report a lot of accounts. Like I'm a regular reporter saying, "Isko kaise bol sakta hai? Ye nahi bol sakta." So I do that a lot.
So my question was, a lot of your industry friends and everybody these days are getting married and all. And the question is for my personal interest also. What keeps you motivated for not getting married?
When I look at my married friends and what they are going through. Because I'm like, भाई यही सब करना है तो ऐसे ही ठीक है.
All the married people in the room will agree.
They are laughing the most. This one is going to die, I think. इसका close-up मत लगाना, his wife will see it.
So I'm sure you get a lot of compliments, but what's like the most weirdest compliment you've ever received?
Like, I think someone saying like you look like my mom, I don't think it's a compliment. You just look like my mom. I'm like, ew. Like, that's just wrong. But I think when I was in college, someone said to me, जब से आपको देखा ना, thinking change हो गई है. I thought that was like very badass.
Yeah.
कुछ हुआ नहीं
That
उसका.
was weird.
I want to start a manual on all the appropriate things to say to a girl and how people should date or what is the first date protocol, because I feel like, I don't blame the guys, but I feel a little bit clueless about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bit, some hand holding needs to happen over there.
Tell more comments like this.
जब से आपको देखा थिंकिंग चेंज हो गई है, वो बहुत चीज़ें होते हैं यार. कोई शायरी वायरी लिखेंगे, गंदी शायरी, and I'm just like, please यार, उससे पहले अच्छी खासी बात चल रही थी. Don't have to send me dirty poetry. मतलब इससे अच्छा at least copy it from Faiz or somebody appropriate. So I'll be impressed कि चलो अच्छा, पढ़ता तो है, लिख नहीं पाता है मगर पढ़ा लिखा है. You know, like otherwise, because boys are very, like I can't say I'm blanked out right now, but boys are very, bichare, I feel bad for them. Like,
They
what
need
do
to
you
grow
do?
up.
Need to little bit. But mummas have only spoiled है. मेरा बेटा, जाजा बेटा जो करेगा अच्छा करेगा. आप ही ने बिगाड़ा है. लड़का कैसा भी हो, लड़की चाहिए उनको एकदम फनी, संस्कारी, कमा, सब कुछ होना चाहिए उसके अंदर. And you? फर्स्ट डेट एटिकेट तो पता नहीं है. आधा पैसे तुम देना. क्यों भाई, आधे पैसे तुम क्यों देना? डेट पे बुलाया है. No, I'm not kidding. A friend of mine recently told me that the boyfriend invited her for a holiday. I can't tell you which friend. I'll get killed. And then the boyfriend said, "अच्छा आधे holiday के पैसे तुम देना." But she was like, "But you invited me for this holiday, तो मतलब तो clearly कुछ हुआ नहीं वहाँ पे फिर उसके बाद."
But it's okay, not Dutch to go. Dutch is okay.
Not when you invite me.
No.
Not when you invite me. It's like, अच्छा कम ना घर पे खाना खाने आओ तो, but bring BYOB. Bring your own food, bring your own food. ऐसे थोड़ी होता है.
Nice.
No, I'm all for women empowerment, guys, and all girls should make their own money and spend their partners. Keep your own money, spend the boys. I'm gonna get so trolled for all this rubbish I'm saying, but I really feel I'm in a stand-up session right now where I can say whatever.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
I am
That was
enjoying
the
myself.
point. Of
Yeah.
the So thank you and knock wood on that.
Knock wood on that.
And I hope you continue to do a lot of conventional roles and stay as lovely as you are.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you so
lovely.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He's thought it through, guys. He's just acting. Right? I'm telling you, he knows exactly what he's doing.
No, see this. What's
Huh?
written?
Welcome to the ring with this gorgeous Huma Qureshi. I just made that up. The stunning star. Only one like her in the entire universe. God broke that mold after he created